welcome to Wright TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is in cinemas. The film is a sequel to the 2006 film The Devil Wears Prada, which I've never seen, and stars Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci, reprising their roles from the first film, and they are joined by Justin Theroux and Kenneth Branagh. The film revolves around Hathaway's Andy Sachs returning to her old fashion magazine, where her old boss, Streep's Miranda Priestley, is navigating a new media landscape, and they reconnect with Blunt's weirdly named Emily, who could help ensure the magazine's survival. The film has received nearly 80% positive reviews from critics, who praised the film's expansion upon the original film, as well as its specific appeal to journalists who can see their own industry reflected at them. But there has been criticism from audiences over alleged anti-Asian racism portrayed in the film, as well as the film's colour grading and lighting that was depicted in trailers and other promotional material. I know that there has been some feeling among critics who are a bit more neutral to it. They feel that it's exactly the same again from the first film, but just a bit more contrived to try and give them a reason to spend more time with these characters in this world. So I've not seen the original film. I'm not going to see this film, so that's not my problem. But hey-ho. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is in cinemas now. Also releasing in cinemas this weekend is Hokum, a supernatural horror film. The film stars Adam Scott, Peter Coonan, David Wilmot, and Austin Emilio. The film revolves around an author travelling to a remote part of Ireland to spread his parents' ashes, unaware that his rented accommodation could be haunted. So, the film has received nearly 90% positive reviews from critics, which is quite good for a horror film. Because only sort of like the more Oscar-friendly ones, like Weapons get the sort of big one. But the critics are praising Hokum for the fact that, it's a haunted house story that's elevated by atmosphere, Irish folklore, and sort of shocks, as well as writing and directing. The film is from an Irish director. This is his third film. I've not seen either of his other films, but apparently his previous two films have been really well received, and the critics feel that this film is cementing his position in the modern world of horror. So, Hokum is in cinemas now. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week, where I'll be talking about Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah. And The Sheep Detectives. I know The Sheep Detectives is previewing in cinemas this weekend, but because it goes out wide next weekend, I'll be talking about it next weekend. It would have been a different story if I was seeing it this weekend, and I do want to watch it at some point, because it does look like a bit of a funny idea for a film. But yeah, that's next week. See you next time.